ocean to hold my tears, and I am open, and I am and I am willing, and I am willing for to be hopeless,
or to be hopeless.
What seems so strange,
What seems so
strange, it dishonors those who come before us,
So lift me up
to the light of change,
to the light of change.
Thank you. I'm going to do one more. This was written by Bob Blue. It's called Rebecca Jones. Rebecca Jones wasn't much for public speaking, yet still the crowd came to listen to her on the common lawn. The evening sun stretched the shadows towards the platform, and many people had been there since the dawn. And miles away, the experts said it wouldn't matter much what she would say, because they knew, oh yes they knew, that whatever people say is miles away from what they'll do. Rebecca Jones didn't look much like a leader. She held her child with her left hand, her paper with her right, and as the crowd waited patiently to hear her, she looked beyond as the dusk turned into night. At length she spoke, and the people strained to listen. Technicians turned up the microphone, but still her voice was mild. She spoke of peace, and she spoke about survival. She spoke of love as she closely held her child. And miles away, the experts said it didn't matter much what she would say, because they knew, oh yes they knew, that whatever people say is miles away from what they'll do. Although her feelings and thoughts were too familiar, and many eloquent speakers had said it all before, still her intention was clear to all who listened. She planned to stop the machinery of war. The common folk in their living rooms and barrooms, commuters trapped in their traffic jams or crowded on their trains, heard every word that Rebecca chose to give them. At first their thoughts echoed back the sad refrain.